So we're going to pick up where we left off yesterday, looking at annual cost. That's what we're going to focus on mainly today. For two different cars today. We're going to look at two and compare the two and see how long it would take if we buy a high mileage car and spend more money on it versus a lower price car and get lower gas mileage. And see how long it would take to get any benefit out of spending all that extra money. So the first thing to do is we need to add a couple of columns. Step number 1, insert column. So you're going to click insert sheet columns. Right here, insert sheet columns. And that's a review. We've done that before. And then we're going to do it one more time. We want to insert 2 columns. So click it again, insert sheet column, and there we go. So now we have 2 columns. Next step, let's move this over. Since it's over there in column C, let's move it over to column A so it looks like that. And it'll just make our worksheet look a little nicer if we move gasoline expense over. And then we're going to add a new little subheading here, subtitle called Breakeven Analysis. Let's capitalize that. Breakeven Analysis. So our next step is to put a column heading. And our column heading is going to be car price. So go ahead and type in car price. And let's put that in the center. And put a border underneath it. So now our new worksheet looks like that right there. Car price. And then because we're going to be comparing 2 cars, we're going to put in car A, car B. So we'll just list those over here on the row 5 in this example. Car A, car B. Car A, $38,000 is the price tag. Car B is going to be $30,000. $38,000, $30,000. Go ahead and format that with dollar signs. Don't need to have all those decimal places. We can reduce that to something like that. Miles per gallon for car A is going to be 35 and 18 for car B. 38? Oh, what did I say? 35. Oh yeah, 35 and 18. 35 and 18. Price per gallon. We're going to assume that gas is going to go back where it used to be. $3.49 a gallon for both cars. $3.49 a gallon. Next up, let's calculate cost per mile. Equal sign. Price per gallon divided by miles per gallon. Now, we can simply just copy that by dragging that copy handle right there. And we're doing that because we practiced yesterday. We know how to do that formula. Now we're going to do some shortcuts. Our annual miles are going to be 20,000 for this example. $20,000. 20,000. Yep. And how are we going to calculate the monthly miles? Yes. The annual miles divided by 12 because how many months in a year? This year there are 12 months in a year. Yes. There are. I'm going to go ahead and reduce the decimal places, just no decimal places there to 0. Equal sign right there on this one. Oh, you didn't see that. There we go. I'll just reduce that to no decimal places, and there we go. Annual cost. So this is our yearly cost. Once again, annual means yearly. How shall we do that? Yes. Annual miles times the cost per mile for that car, for car A. $1,994.29, and then you can just simply copy that formula down. Now for this example, we can be finished with that. If you want to go ahead and do the monthly cost, that'll be okay. You're just going to take the monthly miles times the cost per mile. Annual miles times cost per mile. Somebody confirm that I got that calculation correct right there? Yeah. Okay. We will now calculate a break-even analysis. Let's take a look at the difference between these two vehicles. So let's start by typing the word difference. I'm going to go ahead and put a border underneath this so we can see that we're going to do 38,000 minus 30,000. Make the column a little bit wider to fit the word difference in. A little border right there. Column a little bit wider. And let's go ahead and do that subtraction. Equals price of car A minus the price of car B. Price of A minus price of B. The only other difference we really need to do this break-even analysis by year is this one right here. I'm going to put a border under, this one here. Sorry, I got two computers going here. Next, let's do the difference in cost for the gasoline between these two cars. So it'll be car B minus car A, because clearly car B costs more than car A. So equals car B minus the annual cost of car A. And how does that number look to you? Get the same numbers? Do I have 3 people with the same numbers? All right, very good. All right, so now we can take a look at our break even. In this case, break even, not event, So we'll go ahead and type break even there. Break even. What we want to look at is car A is $8,000 more for car B. Car A we have to pay more for that car. It gets higher mileage. It's going to save us money. Do you see that? How much is it going to save us a year? Yeah, about $1,900. So if we get car A instead of car B, we will save in gasoline expense about $1,900 a year. Is that good? Maybe. Maybe it is. That's why we're doing this analysis, to find out, because there's other factors to consider. The first one we want to consider is if we're going to spend $8,000 more for this car, and we're going to save this much money, how long until we actually start saving money? How many years? And so that's what this analysis is going to show us, because initially we have to put out $8,000 more to save money on the gasoline. So here's what you're going to do. You got to ask yourself, should I add, subtract, multiply, or divide those two numbers? Divide, yes. You want to divide those numbers. Equal sign. Here's the difference in what we have to pay for that car. So click on that 8,000, the difference on what we have to pay, divided by how much we're going to save each year. Let's see what that gives us. And what does that number mean? Let's reduce. No, that is the number of years. That's the number of years it will take before you actually start saving money. Because you had to pay more for the car that gets better mileage. And then go ahead and type the word years after that. Right here. You want to put it in a separate cell. 4.2 years. Right? This is the amount more that we had to pay. We divide it by how much we'll save. It's going to take 4.2 years before you start saving money on gasoline. So you'll look at that. One of the first things you'll ask yourself, let's take a look at some other considerations here. Oh, let's type that. Other considerations. Other things to think about. Other considerations. Considerations. Things to think about. How about this? How about safety? Will you be concerned whether or not your family is safe in that car? I mean, car A could be something like one of those real little tiny cars that I won't mention. I don't want to disparage any cars. Maybe a smart car. I don't know if they're that safe or not. I don't know, but you might be concerned. Of course, safe car, smart car. I don't know if you can put 4 people in that. Right? Size. So that would be comfort. Comfort's another issue. Just because you want to save a lot of money in gasoline and be really uncomfortable for the next 5 years. Maybe not. How about reliability? Maybe the car that gets good mileage is a junker. Maybe it's not going to last as long.